Freddie Kissoon show.
Like all I'm saying.
Welcome to the Freddie Kissoon show.
Like all I'm saying, next time, bring the evidence. All you do, you come here, corruption.
How come
Just here. Next time you come here, I am not talking about that. I'm talking about you in 2024, December, saying there's corruption. Bring it.
Let me ask the AG to propose legislation for what we call small claims court. There are lots of poor people, for an example you just gave, that they have issues with others in some large firms, but the lawyer fee is greater than the fee you're claiming.
It is
It is their right. Yes.
The right that someone has. All of our rights exist in context.
What is the context of a second medical opinion?
Because you disrespected the process.
No.
Jesus, this is common sense, man.
Any situation which you see in the field, you're just dealing with Afro-Guyanese issues. If one, you can't bring and pull the leaders of the African community together, you're failing. And if two, you can't put forward a future, a blueprint, and a plan for African Guyanese, you're failing as well.
Hi there, a very pleasant Monday evening to you. We are starting, we are starting an hour and a half late, and that's because they have just fixed, the company has just fixed a fiber optic cable that was broken at the studio. But we thought that we have an obligation to you. There are people that are home, especially the diaspora, and they want to hear what Leonard Craig has to say. So we thought that we will wait and do the program. Now, even if you're not up or you're not looking at the program, someone will tell you we had the program on, and you see it in the morning, or you see it tonight or in the afternoon based on different time zones wherever you are. So we are doing our call-in, usual hour and a half, and you can call us 676-3681. We are on the air, so please spread the word. We are coming live to you. This is our Monday call-in show with Leonard Craig. That is our WhatsApp number. In case we don't hear from you, there's so much to say. This country's politics is going in crazy directions. If you know what Aubrey Norton did, you will dismiss him instantly, and you should when you hear what he did. But let me start with this. I am starting with my column in today's Chronicle, an appeal to the president for Mike Paris. Do you know who's Mike Paris? A majority of people don't know who's Mike Paris. Next year, we will have achieved 60 years of independence. Since we became independent, we have been participating in the Olympics, the world's greatest sporting event, sporting festival. And in those 59 years, Guyana has only had one medalist in 59 years. And we should honor him. So I wrote this, an appeal to the president for Mike Paris. Michael Paris, is the only Guyanese to have won an Olympic medal. In 1976, 80% of the population were very, very small or weren't born yet. And then I read that this guy is not doing well. He's a taxi driver. So I'm asking the president to do something for this man. This is our only medalist. And we can't treat him like that. We cannot. And I don't believe there's a soul in the Guyana diaspora and a soul in Guyana that will say why we should do something for him. I'm asking the state to buy a brand new taxi for this guy, or a house lot, or a stipend every month.
Or all of the above.
But no, even if you don't, well, we could take him away from driving a taxi and let him drive a state vehicle for some other purpose. There are thousands of state vehicles that do things on the road. Or put him in a state institution where he can do something from 9 to 5. Man, that is our only Olympic medalist.
How old he is now, Freddie?
I don't know how old he is. He's 76. 50 years ago, he would have boxed. Would he been in
As
his
a youth, yeah.
He would have been in his youth. But we can't got streets named after people. A woman star in a Hollywood movie, UG granted an honorary doctorate. What about our only medalist? Our only Olympic medalist, Mike Paris. Please, President Jagdeo. Please, please, President Ali. Please get in touch with Mr. Ninval from the Ministry of Sports and Culture, and please do something for Mr. Paris. Mr. Paris should not be driving a taxi. Mr. Paris should not be in the street saying, taxi, when people are leaving the supermarket. No, he deserves better. Much less achiever than him have been honored in this country.
Yeah.
Much less achieved. The Olympics is next year. He is our only Olympic medalist after 59 years. He has achieved what no one in 59 years has done. Let's do something for Mike Paris. A lot has been going on now. If I tell you what Aubrey Norton did, that man is shameful, incredible, unbelievable, and he should be removed from politics. You want to come in, or you want me to tell the viewers what he's done?
No, yeah, go ahead. You on the floor. Yeah.
One of Guyana's multi-billionaires and one of Guyana's leading investors that the country has a healthy respect for, because the man is building hospitals, hotels, medical centers, is Mr. Amir Ahmad. And Mr. Ahmad, in an exchange with someone, said, people don't know, but me and Aubrey Norton, all right. And Norton's lawyer, Dexter, thought that I have no respect for. Not the nonsense that comes out of his mouth. I don't want to criticize anybody personally, but it looks like anybody could become a lawyer. You know some of the comical things Dexter Todd has done in this country. So Dexter Todd wrote Mr. Amir Ahmad, threatening libel on behalf of Aubrey Norton. For what? This is what Mr. Ahmad has said that has been published in Mr. Todd's letter. Mr. Ahmad said, people don't know, but me and Aubrey Norton, all right. All Norton has to do if he's not stupid, is to issue a statement saying, I don't know what Mr. Ahmad means, but to clear the air, I don't know Mr. Ahmad. End the story. If you sue that man, Aubrey Norton is going to look like a comic in court. What? How has Aubrey Norton been damaged when one of the country's leading entrepreneurs, one of the country's biggest investors, simply say, me and Norton, all right. So, Craig, let me ask you something. You're a big campaign. You're now an emerging politician. So if you said let's look at someone who doesn't like Freddie Kissoon. So if I say me and people don't know, me and Rick Football, all right, I damage Rick Football character.
But the vice president say he and Aubrey Norton is are friends.
No. Guyana's gone crazy. Let me repeat what Mr. Amir Ahmad said as contained in the letter of Dexter Todd. And Aubrey Norton wants to sue for libel. Aubrey Norton should get out of Guyana's politics right away for doing what he has just done. Mr. Amir Ahmad said, people don't know, but me and Norton, all right. And that is damaging to Norton should
Repetition.
Norton should immediately reply to the man and said, I have a party, we contesting the election, we soliciting any help we can get from the Guyanese people. Talk to Mr. Ahmad, he's a billionaire. Ask him to supply water for campaign, ask him to give a contribution to the manufacturing of PNC flags. What?
Well, on that score though, maybe they see him as a controversial figure. He don't want to be part of that controversial scenario. So the second part of what you mentioned, ask him to donate this and that, they may be hesitant for that. But your original point that he's suing or threatening to sue for somebody saying, man, I got friends in the AFC, friends in the PNC, and some of them don't know that me and Norton are right.
And Norton's character is damaged.
So
when you sue
that
for libel,
part is very troubling. But the other part, I'm not sure.
But when I heard the thing, I thought the man called Norton A, B, C, D, accused Norton of doing unsavory things.
Right.
No, Abby Norton is losing his marbles. He's got a man with 40 years experience. You know the PNC people.
50 years, he said.
You know the PNC people have said, well, I go to my lawyer in the morning because I'm going to get back all those things that PNC people have been saying about me. And I'm going to sue them. People have said all kinds of things. But I thought the man had called Norton A. This, that. People don't know me now, we not know it. But even if they find the man controversial, you have to prove to the court that one of Guyana's leading investors is controversial. I know of no criminal offense that is being circulated in relation to Amir Ahmad.
Beyond his social media indiscretions, that's just about
But everybody has indiscretions.
Right.
And everybody's controversial. One of the most controversial personalities in politics in the history of the Caribbean is Aubrey Norton. Desmond Hoyt fired Aubrey Norton as General Secretary.
Allegedly for misdemeanors.
But Norton is more controversial than Amir Ahmad. So how could Pot be telling him Marty Bottom Black?
Well, and David Hines might not like your analogy about Pot and Bottom Black.
Well, I cannot believe that Norton have gone to that comical level. When I heard the thing, I said, is what Ahmad said about Norton when Norton threatened to sue you, you can't call the man that he, you know what?
Yeah, and I if I tell you something, I almost get into trouble with Norton. I might get a good letter myself.
What?
Because I put something on Facebook and it was a little typo.
Say what it is, because Norton trying to sue people.
No. I wrote his name, Aubrey. And apparently the autocorrect on your phone corrected to Auntie. So the thing, and I didn't look back at it. I was just typing, and I am sure I typed Aubrey, and it changed to Auntie, and then I just hit send, and I get a set of calls. Norton himself called me and issued some threats and so on. Well, you know, I'm a simple fellow, and I didn't issue back any threats or anything. I just simply say, man, I didn't see that. It was a mistake, and so on, and you know, and it is. And then somebody called me after, and they said they wanted to see if I was telling the truth, and they did that, and they got the same autocorrect. And so they called me to say, yeah, man, I tried it, and that is what happened.
Well, look what Aubrey Norton has become.
Apart from that, though.
Look what.
Apart from that, though, Freddie, I was trending in social media today.
Oh, I heard
all day today.
Well, if Norton could want to sue Ahmad, you know
Yeah, yeah. All them people-
you
all
know
them
the
people
billions
in
you
his-
would get from Terence Campbell. You see what?
Not just Terence Campbell.
I know Terence Campbell was very nasty.
Terence Campbell. You had
A whole set of people.
Burke. You had Sherrod. It's a whole lot of people. So I was trending throughout the day.
So,
Um,
by the way, me and Sherwood all right. I met Sherwood Duncan in the National Park. Yes, Sherwood, why you don't come on the program? Me, you all right. So I now have to officially withdraw that statement and apologize to Sherwood Duncan before I get sued. Well, I did meet Sherwood Duncan in the National Park. I asked him to come to this program, and I told him, Sherwood, why you don't come?
He never would.
Me, you all right. And I just made a slip of the tongue by saying me and Sherwood all right. I would like to withdraw that statement and apologize to I know
Freddie,
me and Ganesh
making a
Mahi.
mockery of this
I know
thing
me
now.
and Ganesh Mahipal all right. Ganesh, are you going to sue me for libel? A lot of people don't know that me and Ganesh Mahipal all right. Since going back 15 years at UG, Ganesh always come on this program. Me and Ganesh all right. You think I should apologize to Ganesh? Or you think Ganesh can sue me? Ganesh, look, if you're threatening to sue me for saying me, you all right? And a lot of people don't know me, you all right? I humbly apologize. I withdraw the remark and I would not repeat it. The number on the screen is 676-3681.
No, I got to deal with this thing before we thing. Just now we can take calls just now. Let me just deal with something here. And I started to say I was trending all day today. And hundreds, if not thousands of people had a lot to say. Because when you add up all that people had to say underneath all the reposting and sharings and all of that, is probably well over 1,000. You add up all the views from all the views, probably well over 100,000, right? So that trending, I think, where I am concerned, I think it has run its course throughout today. I am going to say that in hindsight, the very last statement that I made may have gone a little, on the Americans say corny. You make a joke and it's corny, a corny joke.
The American said that?
It's not an American term.
No, corny is a normal English
but
term.
isn't it
American
more American, right?
I didn't
popularized by Americans.
I know corny a long time ago.
Right.
The opposite to horny.
So I accept that, but the thing
But you're not apologizing. You can't apologize.
No, it is not something I need to apologize for. It's just to acknowledge
No,
to
man,
people.
you should.
No, I don't think
The second part of the statement, no, you should.
The very last part.
Well,
I
give the
think,
apology in college, George.
I think I understand where people might be, where people might be offended, but as you said, I don't think it's necessary for an apology. I think it's just an acknowledgement that, that it may have, gone a little on the corny side and probably a step too far. Secondly, one of my regrets, though, is this, that today should have really been discussions about what the president has said, because he outlined a vision and all of that for Region 5. And me having verbal indiscretion would have overshadowed that all day today. And that is something
You regret?
yes, that would be a regret concerning that. But having said that, I think the issue has run its course, and
you
I no
can't decide
longer
it for people.
And I know for me, it's
Right.
run its course. It is there. It is a thing. People have their opinion, and I no longer wish to have any public discussion about it. If you know me personally and you wish to call me and have a conversation about it, so be it.
You got.
But I do not wish to have any further public communication on it. And so even for this call-in program, I wouldn't entertain.
You don't get a call in?
No. So even for this call-in, I won't entertain any discussion on it. And just let's move on.
All right. If Mr. Amir Ahmad is listening to this program, or anybody who knows him, could he call me on my cell, 614-5927? I like to know how he feels about Norton. And if he regrets saying me and Norton, all right. You have a call there?
No.
Right. So that was Craig who said that he's not entertaining any questions about. Was it an indiscretion on your part? You would see it as an indiscretion?
As I said, the very last statement, I would consider it a verbal indiscretion.
You got a call.
I would say that. Hey, good evening. You got turned on your TV.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. You got turned on your TV. You're on the program.
No, I don't have on anything.
Okay, I was hearing it just now. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, anyway, a very good night to the team. I got something to say, and very much important.
Mm-hmm.
When I mean very much important, this is my personal opinion as a Guyanese. The first thing that I wanted to, I know we're in the state of election, and there is a new government will take office shortly from now. However, we had it they have done some work and to help our people in this country. But how our people are being helped now, for instance, the Ministry of Infrastructure, Ministry of Public Works, Minister, tell us that the roads that are be building will make cost of living reduce. So I'll read it to them. I can't remember the words that he used. However, we see those roads are built. Very good for the people of this country. But when you go to the market, where these goods are coming from, where the Baghdad or wherever, look at the cost of living, and these roads are already built. He wasn't talking with water in his mouth that they're going to build the roads and make cost of living much cheaper or easier for our people. But in return, these persons that bring in food from the Baghdad or from where, I don't know if I'm using the right word, I don't know if we should use this word years ago, the Baghdad, it's the farm. Now these persons will come in with food from the farmlands or wherever. If it's very at a high cost, I don't know for what reason. The bridge, they're not paying any money on the bridge now because I think the bridge toll, they're paying on the bridge toll gone away and them thing and whatever. So the new government have to really put systems in place to know when they're telling us that they're going to bring cost of living at a cheaper cost for our people, what they're really talking about. I give you one instance, right? Another thing I wanted to say, and this is very important. Now, I think I said this already, but I just want to echo it again. Now, there is a lot of infrastructure work has been done very good infrastructure work. But the maintenance of these work, who is maintaining, who puts systems in place to maintain these work that have already done, the walkways or wherever you call these parkways, where people sit down, people going to urine and mess, breaking up the benches, looking the we call it the things that you go and exercise, damaging, all these things. Who is there really to maintain or to look after these environments? I mean, if they, as I said, there is a ton of work has been done, fair enough. But who is there? Which ministry? The community, it is on the community. One more thing, and I got my way. And I say this and I say this again now. This country is developing at a rapid pace. At a very rapid pace. Now, we need to put things in place like the garbage collectors. Who's responsible for the garbage collectors? When they come to collect your garbage and things drop out of them on the ground, they left everything just drive and gone. And not only that, when they drive and gone, they will one set of water coming out from the trunk. I already spoke about this. This place, now this we're talking about development. This is a health hazard for the people of the region or the community.
You reach 5 minutes?
Yeah. All right.
I would like to see some system, somebody responsible who and they're getting money for do this work.
Right. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. A quick thing before somebody else call. This garbage thing, it goes two ways because the water that he talking coming from the garbage come from people's drum. You got the boreholes at the bottom of your drum to let water thing, because when you throw in that drum full of water and garbage mix, it got to run out somewhere, right? And but that thing where some garbage will fall on the
I see it right outside here, and I spoke to the man
they drive away and
I saw it right outside there a couple months ago.
Should never happen.
Yeah, I live in a very clean community. When they come, couple bottle, couple of hammer, pieces of paper they leave by your gate.
Yeah.
That's anyway.
Right. They need to think that. But with the water, I think it's the people who own the drum to be blamed. Yeah. They need to put some things that I think. Good evening.
You got tune on you.
Yeah, the person cut themselves off. Yeah, so I'll advise anybody who looking at the program, if you get one of those plastic drums, you might gotta hot something, and when it's hot, you make holes at the bottom of your drum so that if you throw some, or if rain falls, water gets into the drum, it must then leak out long before the garbage guys get there, because they would have no other choice than to pour in the drum with the water and everything, and then that will mix up and then run out back onto the road, and it smells really bad. So we should also do our part.
Good. 676-3681. In case you just join us, we start at 8:30 every Monday evening, but we started at a little past 10. That's because we had to wait for the company to come and fix a severed fiber cable. So the show must go on. So we're doing our normal hour and a half. Call us in between calls. There's so much to say. We're in the middle of an election campaign. And in the middle of the election campaign, Leonard Craig catapulted himself into some controversy, but he said it's over with. He's not.
I am now more controversial than you for this week. Just for this week alone.
Well, I think the controversial words. I have never been accused of using those words. But call us and let us know what's been going on. It's a late show. You have to say it's a late show. We will probably go after 11. So if you're not doing anything, call us and let's talk about politics. Call us and let's talk about Aubrey Norton threatening to sue a man just for the man say, people don't know me and Aubrey all right. And the man that is saying that has never been charged with any crime, has never been accused of any
And on top of that, the recording where the man said that is a private recording, private conversation between him and someone else where he did not know he was being recorded.
Well, the laws of libel is the publication of defamatory things.
Yeah, but
that man didn't publish that thing about Norton.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't publish it, nor did he know he was being recorded.
Aubrey Norton has gone crazy.
Hi, good evening. You're onto the program. Good evening. Oh.
Hello? That's the same person?
No, it's a different person. The call just ended. It sounds like them and get credit. They just started a word and in the middle of the word it went.
But you could think of anyone that you politically opposed to, and you and them are all right. I think
most people in
I think
most people in the opposition I would know.
But we gotta be careful.
The new people.
But you gotta be careful saying anything. You know, suppose you get sued for libel. You and Vincent Adams, all right? Huh? You and Kevin Trumpton, all right? Well, I'm opposed to plenty people in the opposition because I don't think they should be in the opposition, and I would like to think them and I are all right. But how you gonna call the name now? The people could sue you. But the thing is,
good evening. You're onto the program.
Hello. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey.
Really enjoying the show. I have a question for Mr. Kissoon, and I have a comment for Mr. Craig.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Craig is welcome to respond to my comment after I hang up, or you.
Hello.
So can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Loud and clear.
Okay, well, thank you. So the comment I have for Mr. Craig is I saw him wearing a red shirt the other evening on the show, in plain support, obviously, of the People's Progressive Party, which I have nothing against, by the way. I was just wondering, given the nature of your show, and the fact that you're more journalistic / opinionated rather than entertainment. I was just wondering whether you see it fit to display that support publicly on a show that's intended to be journalistic and hopefully neutral as well. So, like I said, you can comment on this if you like after we hang up the phone, because I don't want to take up too much of your time, and you have other callers as well. The question I have for Mr. Kissoon is more along the lines of his constant comment regarding the number of years he's been active in Guyana in journalism and at the University of Guyana, and his knowledge of the society as well. It's a very simple question, Mr. Kissoon. When I was a kid growing up in Guyana, I used to listen to the Guyana Broadcasting Service, and at the end of the show, there used to be a piece of music that used to be played to sign the station off. And I've been trying to find the name of the composer of that music and the name of the title of that piece. And because I'd really like to find it again and listen to it, because it just brings back some serious nostalgic memories from the past. Would you be able to find that for me, sir?
Yeah. I think I will ask Ron Robinson. Take my cell phone number, and I have a very simple email number. Instead of Freddie,
okay.
Fred Kissoon.
Okay.
You can spell Fred, you can spell Kissoon, one word.
I can surely do that, yes.
At yahoo.com, and my cell phone is 614-5927. email me about it, and I will ask Ron Robinson. I know Mr. Robinson
Yes.
quite well. I will try my best to get that for you. I will try to get one.
I reckon if you didn't know it off the top of your head, you'll be able to find
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I am. But I would know what you're talking about. I'm not a young man. I'm in my early 70s.
Yes,
So-
and I'm sure you know the piece that they usually played, and I'm sure you can recall what it sounded
You
like.
can't remember which one of the programs?
He said when they're
It's, no,
signing
it's
off.
at the end of the evening.
Oh, when
right?
the
They
radio
sign off.
signing off. All right.
12, I think.
Right.
Yes,
I,
it's the
Ron
sign-off
Robinson.
music.
Ron Robinson should know that. And by the way, before you go,
Yes.
when you come into Guyana, please bring a red shirt for me. Craig will answer you now.
Well, I reckon me and you are all right, so I could bring a red shirt for you, right?
No, you want me sue you and me, all right? I don't know who you are.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who you are. I will have to sue you, sir.
Well, I'll get my lawyers engaged, and then we can have this conversation in court.
You better don't say you now. We not all right. Craig will answer you now.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thanks for coming through.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't
You
think.
got cut off the phone.
Yeah, he's off already.
Yeah.
I don't think we have ever portrayed ourselves as journalists. We are making commentary on the state of affairs in politics as we see them. We believe balance is achieved by the guests that appear because people are allowed to come and speak freely. We don't mind if they're from the opposition. We don't mind if they come here to cuss we and all, because we believe that we are capable of responding. And that is where the balance come in. I have never come to this program and hold myself out to be balanced. I may at times give balanced views on a matter, but I don't hold myself out to be balanced. And I have not shied away from mentioning my political allegiance on this program. So I don't know if that answered the gentleman's question. Good evening, you're onto the program.
Hello?
Hi, good evening. Good evening, you're onto the program.
Hello, good evening. So I want to make a contribution
Go right ahead, sir.
since I'm hearing about the radio story. There's an old statement that Mr. Paulo Harrow used to say, and that is chance taker, accident maker. And if chance taker, accident maker, then why people want to take chance with these other political party, and there is so much it is seized that the government have done.
Sir,
Why they want to choose something else?
can I interject quickly?
Yeah.
Was you and Mr. Paul O'Hara all right?
I'm my 52 years of age.
Oh, you're a young chap. man.
Mr. Paul O'Hara would have been
He was a young
50
chap.
years older than you, huh?
You're a young chap, yeah.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
in my days, he used to say that chance taker, accident maker. I don't know if the gentleman sitting next to you will know that.
I know Mr. Paul O'Hara. I knew him and spoke to, but I can't remember that. No, sir. But anyway, go ahead, sir.
Okay, that is my contribution because I want to tell the young people, especially.
Don't take chances with a vote.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming through.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I know Mr. Paul O'Hara. He was much older than me.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say he was all right.
Even after he passed away, his voice was still being used on GBC. I don't know about GBS that the guy talked about earlier. I don't know it when it was Guyana Broadcasting Service, but I know when it was Guyana Broadcasting Corporation, GBC, when you had guys like Franklin Longhorn, you had guys like Pancho Carew. I experienced some of that. and they used to have programs that the lead-in used to be Paul O'Hara's voice, and they used to be some sort of thing, not quiz catch, some sort of nugget using his voice even after he had passed. So yeah.
I wonder if Ron Robinson will be able to get that thing for that gentleman. He's right. When the program is ending, there was
you know what song was both mysterious and remained with me and was sort of catchy in a mysterious way. There is a song they used to play before that announcement. Every night, and then there was one they used to play directly after that announcement when they had this program called what was the program after the death announcement, where people could call in and talk about their problems in their community and so on. You wasn't an avid radio fan, man. Well,
everybody had to be.
Well, I grew up in Berbice because and we just used to sit down by the radio.
Everybody used to listen to the radio all the time.
Yeah.
The WhatsApp number is 676-3681. Let's hear what you have to say.
Action Line was the program. I just remember.
Oh, Action Line, yeah.
Yeah, Action Line.
Yeah, Action Line. The first caller, like this man, to sit down and wait. And as soon as Action Line starts, you say, Abrams Hill. A man named Abrams. Yeah. Abrams Hill. And everybody came to know Abrams. But what I think was good about Action Line, which needs to be resuscitated in Guyana, when you make a complaint, I think they used to make a note of it and send it to the different ministries. So the next night they would say, we spoke to Guyana Telecommunication Corporation, that was the name of it. And they say ABCD. And when a man said, look, the lights aren't working in Charlotte Street for so many nights, they would give you a response. And I think we need to have such a situation here.
Guyana Telecommunication Corporation is the forerunner of GTN. Right.
Yeah. That used to be where I live in
Woodmanville. In my village as a small boy, there's one person who had a phone. And, when you get in that overseas call, you either had to go down to the telecom exchange, make an appointment for your relative to call at 3 o'clock on a specific day, or if that person in the village, that one person in the village who was a government officer and so on and all of that, allow you to have a call, then your relative could have called on that number.
I thought you left out something with a man actually with a red shirt. I know when you wore the red shirt here, you had finished speaking at the PPP.
Come from a public meeting.
So you should have said to him that you were at a public meeting, which is different from donning a red shirt on the program in solidarity with the PPP, although I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, that's what
and you have the right to do that.
That is what I just would have said. That is why I didn't go there, because I thought that I shouldn't make an excuse for wearing a red shirt, because I would wear a red shirt tomorrow and come on the program, specifically. And I don't see a conflict, because our show is not a hard news program. Hey, good evening. You got to
turn down your volume. Tune down your volume. Tune down your volume. Hello.
The person is not saying anything. You're just hearing.
So he just wants to make himself a spectacle. He just wants to do that. How can you do that when you? Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not technically competent in that area, but I thought when he picked up the phone.
Same guy called him back. Good evening. You're onto the program.
A pleasant good evening, Mr. Craig, Mr. Kissoon. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Looking lovely on here. Happy that you're later than greater. Mr. Craig, a comment for you, sir. In the words of His Excellency President Ali. Up, 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 up with the cup.
Good.
Mr. Kissoon, compliment Mr. Craig. He did an excellent job yesterday, and I'm happy that you were training all day today. That's just my contribution, and I endorse Mr. Ali and the PPP for another 5 years. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
All right, buddy.
When I was younger, they had a #1 song, I think was by the Stylistics. You would know about that. Up and away, my beautiful balloon.
You just go to karaoke?
No,
Yeah,
can't sing it. So there was an upside. The man didn't mention he's one of your fans. He didn't mention your indiscretion.
No, the man didn't get
From
problem with
erection to resurrection.
So the man
God, I can't use that word, erection.
the man don't have a problem with it.
No, I apologize for using that word on the program. No. But
it was in context, and I think the truth is the context was removed because the clip was so truncated that, you know, the whole context was removed.
I am my article tomorrow in the Chronicle. I do a daily column in the Chronicle. By now you should know that is an Aubrey Norton. I wonder if I will get into trouble by saying, because I've known Aubrey a long time. You think I'll get into trouble by saying me now, Aubrey, all right? I know me, him all right.
Good evening, you're on to the program.
Good evening, Dr. Freddie and Mr. Leonard. Good evening. I just called to let you all know something or to make a comment on this thing, right? Like if you enter in the market, the big market from the southern end, they got is over 12 years now. You can't enter because there's a group of people soliciting passengers, right? They almost block the entrance. When you go to by the clock, it's got some weird people. It's very scary there, right? And I talking not now. It's over 12 years now this happening. And when you enter in the green section now, it's almost impossible to enter because first you got
stop for me a minute. I'm losing you. Because you say you're starting from the southern section, but the southern section isn't that the green section?
No. When I come in from the southern end.
From Timeri side?
Yes, this thing.
From East Bank side?
Yeah, but from East Bank side, the first thing you encounter on the streets is greens.
I don't know if the market one, to me, is north to south. Right? North to south. But when you enter in the southern gate, you find a group of people soliciting.
Yeah. The southern gate is a minibus thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is not happening now. This is happening long, and I don't know who is in charge. We got a lot of visitors coming in, and you look at this country developing, and then you can't. It's impossible to just walk through a gate.
All right.
I finished just now. The middle gate, under the clock is very scary and very scared. A lot of people are gonna be scared to go there. When you enter in from the I don't know if the green section, then it got the entrance. They got somebody selling
you must be talking about the side,
and then they got people
the
selling.
bazaar.
They've always blocked the entrance. Okay. Now the minibus them, while turning going into Water Street, they're slowing down and putting in passengers. Now they stop the rest of bus behind them, clog up the place just to get the passengers. So all these things is the relevant authority should see. I don't know who's the relevant authority.
The police.
Because one time
City
you're
council.
saying the mayor, the town council, the
city police. Actually.
I don't know who is the
city police. City police has jurisdiction around the market perimeters.
All right. You got any other contribution?
Yes, I got one more thing to say. The up to now, every time the vice president just make this announcement, right? saying that because of the manifesto, the pensioners would get more money. But the last time I could remember the manifesto, they said pensioners would get double.
Yeah. It will be doubled in 5 years.
Yes, but I got a suggestion for them, because the pensioners are vulnerable people, because we have oil, and because tomorrow the pensioner could die. Don't wait until you give them a 2,000 this year and 3,000 this year and go. Give them the 83,300 by a month. So at the end of the year, they would be getting close to $1 million. And you don't have to give them back for the 5 years. They know that every month they get this money. Because remember, the baby
you wanted to double up front. Okay.
The baby is getting a cash grant of a welcome to the world cash grant of 100,000 when they're born. They never contributed, and these pensioners, I keep saying this, the pensioners contributed all their life.
I'm a pensioner. I worked for peanuts for 26 years at UG.
Dr. Freddie, yes.
I'm a pensioner.
You mentioned it. Yes, but you got to support me here now.
Of course I support you. I've said this program is going 3 years now. And I said I cannot understand why senior citizen pension is at that level. I did say on this program, I do not agree with scrapping the tolls of the bridges. I think they should collect those tolls and transfer it every year to top up senior citizen pension.
I mentioned it the last time I called that this is one of the mistakes they make. The other mistake, if you notice, when they got debates in Parliament, the opposition, whichever one, some say they walk out, but they make sure they eat the lunch before they walk out.
All right.
So what they got to do before? Don't cost me. Before they should stop all these lunches.
You gotta walk with your lunch.
These lavish lunches, and give them egg ball and cane juice.
All right, so
because
you're gone over 6 minutes.
You're gone over 6 minutes.
Thank you for coming through, right?
But I'm making a point.
No, but you're gone over 6 minutes.
We hear you.
Maybe keep making a point.
I hope the vice president here and.
All right, sir. Good. I hope he's listening.
You might want to give them egg ball and cane juice in Parliament. I think, Freddie, though, I think sometimes they should have in Parliament simple diets, simple things like that. I'm not saying I am not going to advocate for parliamentarians. Sometimes they spend hours in Parliament, and but I think some days you could have some simple local cuisine, egg ball, and thing. I think
Of course,
some egg ball and channel with some,
got to see,
prepare nicely and
Trinidad got something called doubles.
Doubles, yeah.
I believe he should do that. Yeah, we should. But,
from time. But I don't want to go that far to say that
I don't know why
nice meal should not be served.
But what is a nice meal? I should ask people I knew who are parliamentarians, what are the meals like? Do they have things like pumpkin and shrimps, oko and saltfish, Gailbarker curry with potato? Is it more like the Western thing?
I get the impression that it's more Western. Western,
especially done chicken.
Yeah.
So you don't have Ballinger, you don't have Bora.
Well, I am not a parliamentarian.
What's wrong with that?
But
you could do it you could serve oko and shrimps and do it very nicely.
I've been to Parliament in the visitors' chambers many times, and during the APNUFC government, I mingled among the parliamentarians during their lunchtime, and I have not seen that. But that is just very few times. maybe when one of the parliamentarians like Mr. Rutherford or one of them come to the program, German Figuera has said he's coming to the program. When they come,
he keeps saying that the past 2 months. I mean,
when he comes, we will ask that question.
But he said he was to be here last Wednesday. You know how much times Mr. Figuera said he will be in touch? And he said he'll be in touch with you last Wednesday.
Yeah. And
Have you called
another
him?
person who said they're coming was Harbhajan. I didn't know Harbhajan to be a person who skips his appointments like that.
When he's in Barbies.
He has a chance to speak on behalf of his party, you know, extol the virtues of his party, but, you know, so they don't hear what some of these people do, especially those who support parties in the opposition. They don't come and extol the virtues of their party, but yet they accuse us of being biased.
Well, I've been calling opposition people. I think one of the problems in people not coming from the opposition is that I think they honestly believe that they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable to logical questions. They're vulnerable to rational exchange. No, you're going to call.
Hey, good evening. You're on the program.
Good night. The Freddie Kissoon show?
Yeah.
Yes, you're onto the program.
Yeah, good night, sir. And you and Freddie, good night. What I gotta say is about everybody is saying things expensive. The market greens, everything is expensive. Is Guyanese creating expense on their own Guyanese? They want 200% profit. Look, for instance, egg. Egg now is at a $200 tree because of the shortage. So when you talk about things expensive, not the government cause expensive, Guyanese putting in the market, they want to make 200% profit. The farmer want to make 300% profit. That's all I got to say.
All right. Thanks. Freddie, you know, when I just moved to Georgetown, I just finished high school, and I just moved to Georgetown. I had a difficulty transitioning with respect to buying things like that, because I grew up all my life. We never bought eggs.
Squash.
Yeah, certain greens you never buy. And you know, we never bought dry coconut.
Right. I bought dry coconut yesterday in the market.
Yeah, well, I mean, I buy now, right? But when I first moved to Georgetown, though I understood and though I knew you could see it and understand, it was still hard to accept that I gotta go and buy dry coconut. So, you know, sometimes you wait until every 2 weeks or every month you go to Barbies and you stock up on some coconut, bring it to town. But that wasn't sustainable if you like actually living in Guyana, living in Georgetown all the time, and sometimes it's not practical to go home every 2 weeks, every month, and things like that, you know, after a time. But at the beginning, it was a real struggle, because during that time, growing up, self-sufficiency was the thing. You plant in your yard, and sometimes your neighbor plant okra, you plant bora, and your neighbor come over in your yard, and sometimes they don't even ask you. They just walk through the back gate, pick bora, you know.
Okay, I got... once the phone ringing, I got sidetracked about the opposition not coming there.
Yeah.
I think they genuinely feel that the opposition repertoire of issues and how those issues are put forward and how they are shaped, I think they feel that if they come to the interview, they may find themselves having to explain things that cannot be explained. And I think they have that fear that it's going to be a discussion in which they're not going to come out good. Not that they fear that you're going to pounce on them, you're going to ambush them. It's just they feel that the agenda is not an attractive one. If you bring any AFC person here, any PNC person here, you have to talk about, if you bring a PNC person here, you have to ask them, why is Amanza Walton competing against you? The same people that would vote for her will vote for you. How you explain Norton supporting David Hines? Of course, viewers are looking and they expect you to put that question. If Nigel Hughes come here, Nigel Hughes has been invited, and I thought Nigel was much wiser and more credible than that. That he goes into all these interviews where he is, well, Nigel, well, Mr. Hughes, but he knows if he comes here, we will ask him about the 5 years of APNU, AFC government. You see, I think those are the things that deter them. If Nigel comes here, we're gonna ask him why at the late stage he decided to be a leader. Now that is not ambushing him. That is not making him look bad. It's just logical questions. Logical questions that have to be asked. And I believe that, like I asked Elson Lowe, the economic advisor to the opposition, he said he will come after the election because he has a lot to say after the elections. So Simona Booms told you she would come after nomination. I think they're just afraid that things may be asked that they don't have the answer for. And people may say, but how come you're running for power? You don't?
That might, while they may have that apprehension, it might not necessarily bear out in an interview, because Ganesh came more than once and bat well.
But what they need...
And acquitted himself well.
But if you look at other shows, maybe you can, a seasoned interviewer can say something to an entertainer or footballer. But if you are going for state power, if you have to be sure you have extreme self-confidence because you're running a country. And if it's Guyana, it's a very rich Caribbean country.
What they are left to do, or what they are doing, they are going and already and preach to the already converted. Because, for example, I see like Enrico Wolford has resurfaced. And see
Nigel was on his program.
And what happens is that people who are looking for an alternative view would not look for it on Enrico Wolford's show. And I think this is the show where people that have a larger alternative
But why this show is important to people like Nigel Hughes, Simona Booms, Amanda Walton. It is a more intellectual discussion in which they're allowed to ruminate intellectually in an atmosphere where there is an exchange. When Nigel and them go on these it's dry, it's banal, because all the people would be doing is leading them in a certain direction and praising them. The opportunities are not presented for them to expand. I mean, a good example would be Nigel. If Nigel comes on this program, he could explain his frustrations with the AFC, AP government, why he resigned, and you can have a good intellectual discussion. But when they go to these people like Enrico, all Enrico is going to ask him, Enrico and the rest of the opposition, or the rest of those kind of pro-opposition, they're going to ask the same thing. And they're going to guide them, and they're going to tell, and it's going to, one of the questions is going to be on race. The government attitude to race, there's poverty in Guyana, and that's the question that can be put to every
It is one menu, one audience, one, and I often point politicians who are running for office, and I'm telling you this. I have been making the rounds on Facebook and social media today, and even prior. And people know my political position and what have you. I do not hide it and I do not mask it. And any of them ask me to come on any show. Even today, Sherrod Duncan lambaste me. And if Sherrod Duncan call me on a show, I go in. You hear what I'm saying? Because I am confident about who I am.
Well,
and
why you should go is to show Sherrod's viewers what you are, that you could handle yourself.
Yes.
You should go to Sherrod's program.
I will if Sherrod tells me to come to his program.
Prove to Guyanese viewers who are watching it what Leonard Craig is made of. And when Sherrod say it to you, you know, but why you was with the AFC, you're drinking soup now. You explain to him how vulgar it is to call someone a soup drinker rather than explaining to them the philosophical choices people make in life. So it's you better explain your persona, your character, your philosophical makeup in a program with Sherrod rather than even here.
Yeah,
because there's more challenges. Nobody challenging you here right now.
And apart from that, it's both. It goes both ways for them. They wouldn't want somebody like me on their program because I will.
You may show them up.
Right. I gonna push back. I gonna explain things.
No, I think that's another reason why.
Right. Nor would they come on a program like this because that type of exchange. So what they are left with, as I said earlier, one train of questions, one train of thought, one set of viewers, one set of people singing their praise, and that's about it. And they feel comfortable. For example, one time I was on David Hines' program after he labeled me and so on and so on. I went on his program, and as I shared my views, it caused us to go over time. His program is usually an hour, I think, and we went close to 2 hours because I was engaging him back and forth. And when the program was finished, David Hines sent me a recording. Somebody said to him that, you know, something that he did well and he cornered me and so on and so on and so on. And then he sent a message after that to say, you see, our message, which is his message, is resonating with people. And when he speaks, he's speaking on behalf of these people. And he made it sound as though he's speaking to a large group of people. And I hope David Hines see now the amount of people that are walking away from his message, that the many and thousands of people that he think he has as a captive audience are probably not there.
No. It's the same thing with Starbuck News. I don't know if you go online and when people write letters to the Starbuck News, you go online and you see the bloggers, the comments, and all of them are sycophantically in praise of Starbuck News, saying it's the best newspaper in the world. And you have the moderator saying a lot of people will agree with you. And based on that reaction, Starbuck really thinks it's the best newspaper in the world.
Right.
Based on 10 comments in a population of 800,000, David Hines ran away with, you know who I am?
Yeah.
You know who I am? And now we fall flat in his face.
The reality is, when you look at what's happening, look at the people who are following after Win, look at the PPP rally crowds and so on, that it shows to me, it demonstrates that Hines's message has not resonated with the people, and that he has just a few, I dare say, sycophantic followers, and probably that is just about
But you know the 12 comments he gets is the same comments tomorrow, the same comments next week. If you look at our YouTube comments, one person 12 times will say Freddie Kissoon is the jackass. Freddie Kissoon don't know what he's talking about, and it's the same person, right? And so it's 24 comments, but it's the same person. You know, But it's unfortunate we're coming down to elections and they wouldn't come on the program. I thought if they come on the program, I'm very surprised at Nigel. I thought Nigel would come and you, him, and me would have
the other thing we should let our viewers know is that we say to people expressly, and I saw Bharat Jagdeo was on HJ 94.1, and his interviewers did the same thing that we normally do. Before the program starts, we say, is there a topic or a subject you're uncomfortable with that you do not want us to touch? And then you can say thing. Remember, one guest came and the guest say, look, I don't want to deal with the Adriana Young issue. I think it's divisive and so on. We did not ask any questions on that. Another guest came only last week, I think, and said, look, I am a professional. I don't want any questions on politics. I know it's an election season. And we honor that. And we had a good discussion. And we do the same thing for politicians. Ask Ganesh Mahipal. Ganesh Mahipal is one person who said, when we sat with him, he said, no, I ain't got nothing that I want to keep off the shelf. He said, ask me anything. And so we had a free-flowing discussion. And I want to say to viewers, it is not my style to bring any politician to our show to embarrass them. Even though
we have that policy from centuries ago, since I was in TV in the 90s. They're not going to come again. They're going to say coming again. We agree we wouldn't talk about the Botanic Garden and my role there, and you ambush me. Right. So they're done, they're not coming.
So even though I may write a column that is caustic to Nigel, for example, I know I wrote 1 or 2 columns that's very caustic to Nigel, but that is concerning his politics, his daily practice of politics. And that is why today, Freddie, when I was being bombasted all over social media today, I didn't feel a way because I put myself out there in the public space. And if people want to, give me negative reviews and all of that, that is part of the territory, and I understand where they're coming from. And so I don't feel a way about that because so if I am an analyst, I have a newspaper column, it doesn't mean I have anything against Nigel. It doesn't mean I have anything personal against him, right? So he can come to the program and we can have fair, free flowing exchanges. And, I don't know if he took offense to anything I wrote, but
I don't think it's that. I think it's the agenda issues. I think it's political credibility issues. I think when Nigel goes in front of Enrico Woolford, there'll be no question of what was the relation with you as the chairman of a party that was in power and the AFC. You resigned at the convention, at a retreat. You have to ask those things because those things are what people want to hear, and those things form the history of Nigel Hughes. Now, you cannot have serious journalism in which you interviewing a man who was the chairman of a party that was in power, then resigned 2 years after, then resigned from politics in general. What kind of competence you have when he comes here and in a most civil manner you say to him, Nigel, don't you think you need to explain what went on at that retreat? But Enrico is not going to ask that. Right. Enrico is going to pat Nigel, and the other people on the shower Duncan is going to say, Nigel, you see what they're doing? Poverty really increasing in this place, Nigel. And I wonder how Nigel could like that kind of non-dynamism.
Talking about that, recently Nigel posted some pictures that he took in Plastic City. He was there for the first time. Surprising, Nigel was there for the first time, but albeit so. But the part that struck me is that in that area, I've been to Plastic City, but I didn't notice that it had a what you can refer to as a type of monument, a relic of Dutch settlement or something. He had that in his photo setup. And knowing that that is there, I don't know how well the powers that be knows that. But if that kind of thing exists there, I think we should go in and try to preserve it.
I went to Plastic City a couple years ago, and I can't remember seeing
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. I was there, but I can't remember seeing that either.
There was something near the river, though.
Mm-hmm.
Is that thing near the river?
He said near the river by the jetty.
Right, I think I
would want to go there just to see that.
And my goodness, that should be preserved, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think before the election, sometime I would go.
Guyanese people go to bed early. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
I sense that it's coming on to 11, and we're not getting any calls. We accustomed to the 8:30.
Yeah.
To 10, so it's getting on late. So I think people aren't going to call. But if you're bored in North America, or you're lonely in Europe, pick up the phone and call us.
So what time we should be stopping at 11:15?
I think so. Yeah.
Right. So we got
8 minutes more. Right. And in those 8 minutes, call us and talk about anything you want to talk. We started the show, in case you don't want to call and you're looking at the show. We started with my column on Michael Paris today in the Chronicle, in which I'm asking for him to be honored, to be treated financially. He's a taxi driver. And if you don't know who's Mike Paris, the only man to have won an Olympic medal for Guyana
in boxing
since independence. The only man to have won a medal for the CARICOM family of nation, Olympic medal for boxing, and the only man to have won a medal for Guyana. We can't let him drive a taxi and go with, no.
So you ran into him? How you know?
I read what Sean Devers said about him, and I mentioned it that I got it from Sean Devers when Sean Devers says he's a taxi driver. And
where Sean Devers writes?
Sean Devers is the senior.
I know who he is.
Senior sports editor for the Chronicle. Senior sports writer. He's not the sports editor. For the Chronicle. One of the famous names in sports commentary in Guyana. But I mean, I hope, please, if you have any influence in the corridors of power, let's do something for Michael Paris. Let's do something. Too many people have been honored and they haven't achieved what Mike Paris.
Do we know anything of his living arrangement?
No. The way
he owns his home, anything?
I don't know anything about that. I got the sense that Devers is appealing for us to look into it. I got that sense. It's coming on to 5 minutes more to go. I know it's after 11. We stop our show at 10 o'clock. So we've gone beyond 11. But next Monday, we'll be here at 8:30. It wasn't our fault. The fiber optic cable burst from the studio. And the company came after 9:30 and fixed it. So Wednesday, the show goes on Wednesday and Friday. It should be interesting. We have in the middle of an election campaign. And so we hope to get as much guests on board for them to talk, for them to seek to convert people. So I guess we're going to take our leave very shortly. So, Craig?
Yeah. So just to end that thing that we were saying, I hope the Guyana, what you call that organization that preserve monuments and so on. Guyana
Heritage,
Trust.
Guyana Trust, yeah. It's in Main Street next to the office of the president.
If Guyana Trust can go out there, Plastic City seawall, seafront, seashore. And
Is a Dutch tomb? It may be a Dutch tomb.
It looks like an obelisk. It's a high-rising kind of stone. I'm not sure what it would be. I'm not sure at all.
You got a call. Late call.
Hey, good evening. You're onto the program.
Hi, good evening. I know it's pretty much late.
Yeah, that's all right.
I was looking for you guys all night, and I didn't see anyone showing up, and I just simply tuned in, and I saw you guys are actually on a late live, so I guess I missed a lot of it. So,
but you could always get it back, looking back at it later.
Yes, definitely. I just wanted to say that, for me, I am impressed with a lot of the development that's happening. But some issues need to be addressed because the Guyanese people, we cannot afford to gamble with Guyana's development at this crucial stage. And a lot of negative social media platforms are popping up all over. There's no sort of censorship. It's vulgar, a lot of indecent content, and it's not promoting any positive content that uplifts and inspires and educates the public. Everywhere you look, I can't find positive content like yours. Perhaps that's most educational. That's why I make it an effort to tune into your program, because it states the obvious, it states factual, stuff that's happening. And for people that's making a decision about this crucial election, this is what needs to be told. You need to state the facts. You need to state what's happening, and people need to resonate with others. All these social media seem like for clouds. I'm not on social media because it is so negative. It's a negative space, and coming on to just 21 days before the election, it is just not a very comforting space, and I want to be educated on the issues at hand before I make my personal choice, and I want to know everything. I listened to the VP on 94.1. I watch it on YouTube because I really look for positive, and real issues that needs to be addressed, and I need to hear what's coming out from him. In my humble opinion, the VP and the president is the only person I can listen to that actually makes sense and that states the obvious and the facts. Everything else is all about negativity, negative energy, and it does a lot to my psyche. And the issue of corruption, I heard him address a lot of the topics that I wanted him to address on the radio, which was amazing. He was very articulate. He stated the obvious facts and stated what he wanted to see happen in the future, and the manifesto plans that they were going to address, which I really, really loved. And I just wish that this is what can be out there more in the public domain in these last days. Because, for instance, this evening, your program didn't come on early, so I had to be listening to all the other YouTube just to garner some sort of positive information. That was coming on. It's all about this Amir Ahmad guy. It's flooding the entire internet.
For the evening part, that is taking over.
That's actually taken over the whole entire social media for the entire night. And the damning stuff that's coming out of it, I don't think that everybody needs to have a podcast or a microphone in front of them. Not everybody's qualified to have a microphone in front of them. I think he's doing a lot of damage to the public image of the PPP. He's the worst, I think worse than Mohammed, because of all the stuff that he has been doing. My father often said when I was a little girl, a dog that carries a bone, brings a bone, carries a bone. And so when you listen to all these negative things that's going on, and people are just sucking it up. I mean, for tonight, there's so many lives, and that's all of the lives are carrying this Amir Ahmad. And I can't take it, So thank you guys for focusing on positivity and the issues at hand that needs to be addressed so that we can make the right decision come September 1st. And I think that is what needs to be rolling out for these last couple of days, because people like me, who is trying to make a conscientious decision, I need to have the facts available. And so far, I have to say, PPP is the only, I haven't voted in a while because I was disillusioned with everybody. But I'm just looking at moving this country forward, and also the future of my children and what it means to me and to them.
All right.
So
Thanks for coming
guys,
through.
and,
Your 5
keep it
minutes.
positive and keep the issues at hand. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. Bye. Good evening. You're onto the program.
Hi, I just wanted to say two things before. I know that the time's running out, but I say that two things.
Go right ahead.
Here what happened. I want persons to take note of what is taking place. Now, the sawmills that I'm talking about, materials that you purchasing from the sawmill, I want persons to take note of what I'm saying, and I want persons to prove me wrong. Now, they got lumber selling 2x3 and 4x4 and 1 by whatever. Now, when you purchase these materials, these materials is not just materials I'm talking about, right? When you check where you purchase it, this is not what you get it. I would like the Ministry of, I don't know if they got
The competent authority would be the Standards Bureau. They got standardized. Yeah, they got standardized wood width and so on. And I don't think that happens these days.
There's nobody looking into these things. And one more thing, very much important, and this for you too. I know y'all is healthy person, you and Freddie. And I never want to make known myself to Freddie, but Freddie know me. But I listen to the program all the time. When he come on part of the time, I listen to him part of the time. But I know he read already, you know. I know he got, if he only see me, he knows me. That's why I never present myself to him. However, this is much important. Now, there is something that is going on in our country that needs to address. I don't know at which level. Now, when you purchase something on the market, I'll tell you something. When you go to this grocery place, you purchase something, you go home, check with your check the expiry date. You would be shocked to know that you have cut back half of the goods that you buy from the market or the supermarket or wherever you buy from. Take it back to the market because of the expiry date that the people are selling you at.
Okay.
And it's a number of things like mayonnaise, you just name it, coffee, Nescaf, and you just name it. You will have to go back to the market and take it back because of what the expiry date got for it. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thanks for coming through. Both of his comments and questions are important because, Freddie, you go to the wood shop and you buy 1x2 lumber and you already have 1x2 on some facing or something and you just want to replace it. It's a different measurement, you know, and for it to look good, let's say you're making a door facing, you got to buy back all rather than just buy the piece that is thing because you're getting a different measurement, different thickness, different width and all of that. So what he is saying is that wood gotta be standardized. And second thing about the wood, if you buy undressed wood, when you dress it, you're losing parts of the wood because to dress it, you gotta shave it and sand it and all of that, which makes it even thinner, right? So Standards Bureau, in fact, I know the acting head of Standards Bureau, and I could promise viewers I'll call tomorrow concerning standardization of board measurement.
Okay, well, let's see. Any more calls before we go? I'm going to count to 1 to 10. And if there are no other calls, thanks for joining us so late. Thanks for being with us so late. We will see you on Wednesday. So I'm going to count from 1 to 10. If there are no calls, then we'll call it George, as they say in common parlance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. Our Monday calling program is completed. We will see you on Wednesday. If you didn't know, we started late because of fiber cable problems at the studio. But better late than never. This is the latest we have gone in the calling program. We thank you for your patronage. Thank you for being with us. On behalf of co-host Leonard Craig and our operators, have a pleasant day coming ahead on Tuesday. As I now